that over the top still?
Yeah, a little bit.
We're talking about this love test. Dr. Ronald Mann created this test 30 years ago. You know, background in psychology for 30 years. And this test really helps to kind of hone in on what your positives are, where your weaknesses are, what you should be working on to help you find love. Also, maybe in a relationship with somebody, how to kind of, you know, mesh your lives together so that you can make things work. So this week is all about my love life. So, hey, why not just throw it all out there? Am I a lost cause? Like, should every guy run?
And I said, no, you're a gift.
I'm a gift! Y'all hear that? This was the graph that you get. You would take this test, it gives you this full printout, which he's gonna go over, but it'll tell you everything you need to know. But if you wanted to schedule a call or a meeting with Dr. Mann, you could do that, which is pretty cool. What's that tall one?
That's the persona scale, which we will talk about.
So I'm amazing. What's the little one there?
The lowest is the trust scale.
Not you can't trust me, but that I don't trust people.
Yeah,
which actually was really surprising to me because I think I trust too much, but maybe I'm getting smart in my old age.
Generally, people are not always or never.
Okay.
Right? We're kind of in between.
Yeah, those are words. I mean, aren't you never supposed to use that too in a fight? You always, because nobody always does something or never
That's
does
right.
something. Okay.
That's right.
I'm a quick study.
And
here.
so these items are in there because we're trying to make sure that the test is valid. You're using them for dating purposes. And you meet somebody and you're thinking, you know, is this the type of person I even want to be involved with? And you talk them into taking the test, him or her, so you can see it and they're going, well, I want them to like me, so I'm going to say, oh, I'm always this, I'm always that. So it's possible to create a false impression. So you like distorting to the good.
And so this test kind of breaks through that.
It does. If you don't know what you don't know,
It's true.
how can you possibly change?
That's true. So this helps to make you more aware.
It gives you awareness. Once you learn something, and that's the great value of doing these kinds of assessments, especially for coaching and personal development, is you see things. So you stop wasting your time working on the wrong thing. Scored really high in intimacy. Right? So here's a person, right, that likes to be close. You know, she's comfortable being close. You know, she's sensitive. She wants to have that kind of personal engagement. You don't run away from it.
Right. That's
So
true.
in a relationship, that's a real plus, right?
Another plus. I'm a gift.
There's a masculine feminine scale. You score pretty high in that one too. Masculine qualities are the rational, the thinking, very logical. On this scale, the feminine side has more to do with feelings. Not emotions. Emotions tend to be raw anger, jealousy, lust. Feelings are, you know, kind of your sensitive connection with other people.
Okay.
And relationships, it shows that if you score more on the feminine scale, higher on the scale, you tend to have better relationships. People who report more satisfaction score higher on the scales.
Okay, so I scored high on that feminine.
That's right. Right.
So I am better in relationships.
And not too high. You were in a kind of a perfect category there that makes you more available to share. And
Are you listening to this? That's 2 more points for me.
But there's another scale you score pretty high. It's called the primitive self.
Okay.
Right? This comes out of, again, Jungian psychology. And the notion is we all have stuff inside of us. There's light and there's dark. You know, we're made up of both. If we're afraid of what's inside of us, that can be a problem. We don't want to introspect. We don't want to let people get close because they might see it. We're afraid to get close to other people because we're afraid maybe something's going to come out. A high score on the primitive self scale suggests you're comfortable with yourself. So higher is better.
2 more points.
Okay, we go to the trust scale. Trust scale was your lowest scale.
I thought I trusted, but I'm getting smart in my old age.
But, you know, people often say, oh, the test is wrong, you know, that's not true. Let's look at some of your answers.
Okay.
All right. So, I do not trust women. Absolutely agree.
I do not trust women.
So, I mean, yeah, I can say, oh, I'm very trusting, but do you trust people? No. And women are
I love that you pulled that up. Okay, well, I mean, you know what? I think women can be so jealous and mean. So yeah, I have found over my journey here that most women will freaking stab you in the back to get what they want.
That's true. But women were tougher on women.
Yes, yes.
Much tougher.
Well, don't you know that women dress for women? Women don't dress for men. We don't care what you think. We're worried about what that girl next to me is going to be like. Do you see her butt that dress?
I do not trust men. Absolutely agree. So there's the other half.
I'm so glad we get to go back through this. I can't remember. That makes me laugh. But okay, yeah. Yes. Especially you go dating. Oh my gosh. Yes, I'm done trusting any man. You are guilty until otherwise proven not guilty.
Right. So,
Kinda.
So if we were doing this in a coaching counseling session, which this isn't exactly that, we might spend more time going, okay, so what's...
Delve into your
all
life,
that
what's
about?
happened.
And-
Well, you can listen to my podcast that I posted literally yesterday from September. That'll tell you a lot about where the trust is.
When I first meet someone, I wonder what they want from me. Moderately agree. So again, it's kind of a trust.
Okay, that's true. Being on social media, knowing so many people, having a great network, giving discounts to most things. A lot of times I've noticed along the way that people will latch on to me because they're looking to social climb or to get something. Maybe if I weren't in the position that I am, but I have noticed that that's true.
Another level to this test is about people's spirituality.
I was pretty spiritual, huh?
You were up there, you were in the 61 percentile.
2 more points.
Right. Could be higher.
I know,
And
yes.
so let's talk about if you
I'm pretty
were-
good with 60. I thought that was pretty high for me.
I know,
don't
because
think
you
that-
told me that you didn't think you were very spiritual.
No, I don't think I'm very
Yeah.
spiritual.
So,
I could work on that.
in your home, in the comfort of your home, you can start a meditation practice
Yes, I
and
agree.
begin to shift your consciousness away from your mind. And good meditation techniques, like Kriya Yoga, help you to change your life force energy so you're not engaged in your kind of normal, rational thinking mind. You actually go into a more subtle, refined mind state that gives you access to intuition and wisdom. The only way to get true faith and develop your trust capacity, because if you trusted, your life is protected, there's a guiding hand watching over you.
Makes it a lot easier.
It does, because you know that no matter what happens,
There's a reasoning for it.
there's a reason, and there will be some divine intervention there to help you get through it.
This test is for everyone. It doesn't have to be if you're single. It doesn't have to be, it's not an age thing. I mean, it's fun to do if you're married and if you have a boyfriend, just to do it together. And if you do it as a couple, you take it for you take it for him, he takes it for you, he takes it for him, and then you go over it, because a lot of times you perceive each other differently, and it's really great. It's a kind of a great way to kind of bridge the gap on maybe where you're, missing each other.
It is. It gives you a structured way to have communication. It's not always easy to talk about this kind of stuff.
28 pages of information after you take this test, so it can really kind of show you where you're at, where you're thinking, and it's awareness. Factorinventory.com. Enter Jules, you save 20% on the test, and then you can schedule an appointment with Dr. Mann. If you're a counselor out there, he will teach you how to assess the test once it's done, to really go over it and help your clientele. Can't hurry low, but you can get ready.